activities. These are things that we do in order to reach these metrics at the bottom. We have met with, to date, this year, we have met with 186 separate companies. Some of them small businesses, some of them attraction clients, some of them larger businesses. That's ahead of where we were this time last year, which is why the green arrow is up. RFPs, these are opportunities that come to us from companies. Sometimes we know who they are, sometimes we don't. They come across our desk and say, hey, what do you got in terms of water or electricity or sites or blah, blah, blah. And we have responded to 12 of those this year. That's down from last year. Last year was bonkers. But we feel real confident that those 12 have been really quality opportunities, and we've bid on them. Business development projects, 28 to date. That's because we just finished our first round of Moving Flint Forward, which is a partnership we have with GM that gives a small grant, $10,000, to businesses in Flint. And this year we did 17 $10,000 grants and 6 alumni. So we've been running this program for a number of years, and 6 alumni grants. So that's why the number's 28 seems bigger. And then this is a new thing we're tracking this year. We've come up with a formula for salary impact. So you say 183 jobs to date. What does that mean? Well, in the next 5 years, because they give us their wage in dollars, that means 25.4 million more dollars of salary will be paid to Genesee County residents because of the 183 jobs in the next 5 years, because of the 183 jobs that have been created. So that's a real quick overview of our metrics. Hopefully that makes sense to you all. Any questions there? No. Okay. This is Karina. Karina leads our business retention and expansion lane. She's met with 50 companies to date, or she and her team. She's got people on her team. They've closed 2 projects, $31 million and 186 jobs created in those 2 projects. So that's really good. Here's the things she's hearing in her visits. Companies are struggling with talent. I got an aging workforce. Younger people aren't interested in my work, and maybe I have to invest more in automation so that I can do more with less employees. That's what she's been hearing. Karina, because of that, Karina also leads our talent connections lane, and this is something that really applies to the county. We were hosting job fairs, and what we found is job fairs waste companies' time. Like, they sit around, they twiddle their thumbs, and they're sitting there for a couple hours while someone may walk by their booth. So we figured, you know what, let's get rid of that. We're gonna work with some partners like St. Luke's, Reconnections, take people to the manufacturing floor so they can see it firsthand, right? It's light, it's bright, it's clean. It's not what you think it was back in the, other times. And we're trying to expose them to firsthand what it's like to work for some of these companies. So we've been doing that. Lear has really joined in on that. They want us to host a talent tour every month, but we've worked with CurbCo, we've worked with Lear, we've worked with, I'm gonna blank on it, a couple other companies. Karina could tell you more. But here's one thing we're really excited about. We've been following everything going on at Ignite with the sheriff's office, and we're trying to host a roundtable where we can connect some of these justice-involved individuals that are coming out of the Ignite program with gainful employment. And been really hard to find a time that works for everybody, but July 25th, we're gonna host that roundtable to hear some employers like Lear. We're trying to get Lear and GM, CurbCo, and some others, Fessler, Bowman, at the table to hear from Ignite and how they can be possible partners. So we're excited about that. Small business, this also applies to you all at the county. Tracy leads our small business support desk. She's done 123 different companies, so she's the workhorse of the team. She's facilitated $471,000 in capital. That's through some grants and some loans. Companies are always looking for grants. which is interesting. We believe, our take is grants are not sustainable. Grants should not be everything, but it's kind of like a car dealership. It's like you put the Camaro, the red, or maybe the Corvette, the convertible Corvette out front so that people come and look at it and then they walk away with an Equinox. So we like the idea of a grant program, but it's not, you don't run your business in long term on a grant program. And it's good to get people in the door. That's why she has 123 people or businesses coming to her saying, hey, I heard you have grants. But then she goes, can I interest you in a loan program? And one of the important things is the Genesee County revolving loan fund that we all work with you. We're a contractor to you, the county, to help administer that revolving loan fund. That's been around since the 70s, and it is interesting. It was a federal program that was given to both the county and the city of Flint, and the city is actually the awardee. And they have not been reporting to the federal government, and as a result, there's some money that needs to be reported on where it is and what's going on with it, and we're not able to do any loans right now because of that. So we're trying hard. We have a lot of companies that are interested in capital. Obviously grants, but loans is an important part of that. Those loans do not compete with banks. They're more expensive than banks. But we are in a holding pattern because of some reporting issues. So I wanted to give that update to you all. Also, we have our help desk, which is an online thing that people can meet with Tracy, no cost. She connects them to resources. Talked about the fund. The Business Bridge, which is a program that connects business owners of color to each other and to other opportunities. We've heard a lot from companies saying, I want to diversify my supplier base, and so we helped create this business bridge to help connect institutional buyers like a university or a foundation or a large corporation to smaller businesses, particularly those that are run by people of color, and the business bridge is a way to connect them. We're going to continue to invest in that, and then the Moving Flint Forward program that we talked about. Any questions there?
What about interest rates?
Interest rates are high. Historically, the revolving loan fund program has been prime +2. Now, because we didn't want to compete with banks. However, we are moving into a world where maybe we need to go lower than prime. And the board, the EDC, the Economic Development Corporation Board, that is the governing body of the revolving loan fund program, is going to contemplate, should we lower interest rates? Is that what the market needs right now? They haven't come to consensus on that yet, but it is possible they could. It's a good question.
Thank you.
Okay, business attraction. This is Dylan. He leads our business attraction lane. And he's responded to those 12 RFPs. These are very complex, like spreadsheets that he's filling out. How many gallons per day does this site have access to? What is the kilowatt per hour? All these things that these sites are asking for. It's very technical. And you guys have maybe heard of and been seeing the news. We've been working on for the last 2 years of assembling what some people call a mega site. We're calling the Advanced Manufacturing District of Genesee County. It has been a really interesting process. We have approximately 1,000 acres under control. We have the option agreements in place, and we have been doing the due diligence on the site. Phase 1 environmental, wetland delineation, geotechnical, endangered species, archaeological, traffic studies, etc. And we have gotten really great feedback from the market. We are marketing this site to next generation transformational users, semiconductors, and electric vehicle manufacturers. We've had one from each of those industries, come to town 3 times to see this site. They love the access to talent Genesee County has, the infrastructure our community has from a rail, air, freeway perspective. Consumers Energy has been a great partner in that, and the kicker is the KWA pipeline. Our access to water is unmatched, and semiconductors are primarily fabricated in Arizona. And if anyone has seen the news in Arizona, they're not allowed to do any building anymore because of water. And so we're very proud of that site. We're going to continue to work on it. And we've been getting great feedback from the market. So to that end, we are going to San Francisco to a semiconductor conference in July. Hoping to meet with some companies out there, tell them about our great assets here. And we're going to Japan, and we're doing various things in and around Detroit. Any questions there? Nope. Apex Accelerator is run by Ms. Jasmine McKinney. This is federally funded by the Department of Defense, and Jasmine runs it locally for our region. And they help businesses get ready to do business with government entities, primarily federal, but they do state, counties, local. And Jasmine's been meeting with, her team has been meeting with new clients, hosting events, and counseling for various hours. She does a great job. Okay, just real quick, you heard about those two projects, big projects we've worked on from the retention side. One was Miller Industries in Fenton Township, which doubled the size of their factory, adding 115 new jobs, $23 million of investment. Very proud of that. This is connected, deeply connected to some of the things you've heard about. They're a supplier to Ford. So Ford's expansions in Tennessee and Kentucky, and hopefully they'll be getting some of the work from Ford's investment in Marshall. Also, flexible automation. You heard a lot about how people are looking for talent, and so no wonder automation companies are growing. Flexible automation is expanding their Genesee County presence in Atlas Township. They're going to be creating investing $8.4 million and adding 71 new jobs. I love this company. They're so cool. They do robotic integration no matter the industry. So like they've done things for like pickle sorting for McDonald's, or like how to process a automotive supplier, medical devices. They work all over, and they are just like great, cool solutions. You give them a problem and then they come up with a automated solution for it. Okay, I was a lifeguard back in the day. The first thing you do when there's an accident you survey the scene and then you say, call 911. No, so I have this idea of like surveying the scene, and this analogy that came to mind was tailwinds and headwinds. So I want to just kind of like give you an overview of the scene. Sites, talent, and other. That's basically what I was thinking about. Sites. Every project or every lead in our pipeline is because we have a site. Economic development's product is sites and buildings, right? We like move to Genesee County is not good enough. Move to this corner or this building in Genesee County. That's what we have to get to. So we need to have sites. But we need more sites if we want more projects. Site tailwind, getting great feedback on our sites. We have great utilities. We have an awesome talent pipeline. The community has been committed to economic development, and that's the community in a whole. And companies notice that. However, maybe you've heard, there's some concern about the advanced manufacturing district we are working on, and we're going to be addressing that and hopefully quelling those concerns. From a talent tailwind, people love this new idea that's emerging about Mott, U of M Flint, and Kettering. With Mott's College of Innovation and Technology, they have this polytechnic solution where it's more applied engineering than theoretical, apparently. I'm not an engineer, but this idea of skilled trade at Mott, polytechnic education, which is like a applied middling engineering degree, and then the high-end Kettering engineers has an amazing talent continuum, all right here in our community, and companies have really been blown away by that. Also, talent is a struggle We have launched our Make Your Move initiative, where we are marketing the county as a place to live, work, and play. And we've already had our first 2 placements with that program. People we got to move back to Genesee County and we placed them in jobs. We're really excited about where that project's going, program's going. It just needs more funding, and we're gonna keep investing in it. Our headwinds though, we're aging and people are retiring. The business community who's struggling with talent says to us, why are you doing business attraction? Stop it. We need more people. If you attract business, we're going to lose people. And I'm sensitive to that, but I will say I have I'm trying to take the perspective of abundance, that with more will come, right? If we think like the pie is only this big and if you attract more, I'm gonna lose part of that pie, that's a scarcity mindset. We have to have the mindset that if we attract more, we can grow the pie and more people and more prosperity for every business that's here. And then attraction clients are saying, okay, this is great, but we've heard of you guys in Flint and Genesee County. Can we really attract the best talent in the world? Can I get an MIT graduate to move here? Can I get a Harvard MBA to move here? And we're trying to make the case that yes, you can. And we have to overcome some things, but we're making that case to them. And then interest rates. We heard that question. It's slowing down investment. Maybe that's why our pipeline, our RFPs have slowed down this year. But certainly access to capital doesn't matter the size of the business. If it's somebody with a dream or a multi-billion-dollar investment, interest rates are certainly showing up in themes. So with that, thank you. Any questions? Thanks. Okay. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you,
Nice
Tyler.
presentation.
Thank you very much. Okay, next item on the agenda. Is there any old business?
No, ma'am.
New business, Director of Administration, approval of an agreement between Genesee County and the Flint Cultural Center Foundation to allow for the expenditure of Genesee County's arts and culture millage. Josh, do you have anything to say?
No, this is just the last portion of that MOU with them. I think the last one we did was for 3 years. There's 4 years left on the millage, so I just did it for the remaining 4 years.
And did we receive reports from all the subcontractors? Do you know?
We did, yep.
Okay,
We
good.
get their annual audits.
Okay.
No issues with that, and they presented, was it the last meeting or the meeting before last?
Right, okay.
And about some of the programming that they do, so.
Okay, great. Item B, Planning Commission approval.
Nope, that needs to be voted on.
Oh, sorry. Oh.
Need a motion and
All those in favor of
We need a motion and a second.
I'll move. Support.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passed. Now, Planning Commission. Approval of an amended purchase order for fiscal year ending 2023 Community Development Program to allow for the addition of account numbers and additional contractor and fund balance rollover planning.
So,
Is there a motion?
so move.
Four.
All those in favor?
Aye. No
Any
question.
question, discussion? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Item 2, approval of an agreement between Genesee County and My Brother's Keeper in the amount of $21,497.
So move.
Support.
Question and discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Item 3, approval of agreements between Genesee County and Mount Morris Township in the total amount of $34,372.
I'll move it.
Support.
Question and discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Number 4, approval of proposed amendment to the 2022-2023 appropriations resolution allowing for the
Move it.
Support.
Okay, recapture of the DBG funds. Any question and discussion on that? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Item number 5, approval of an agreement between Genesee County and the Michigan Department of Transportation Agreement Planning.
So,
Motion.
Support.
Question and discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Is there any other business before the committee?
Nope.
Move for adjournment?
So
Good
move.
move.
We're adjourned.
56. 2 minutes, 4 minutes. Public school, math is hard.
It's just as you get older.
Good job.
Not that you are.
Next week is kind of rough, you know?
Oh, Marty's coming over. Need my stuff. Next will be government office.
You want to sit next to me, Marty?
Sure.
Sit next to me. That's my personality. But if my phone rings, you hand it back.
Step on it.
I'm just up here, sir. Thanks.
And this is like, it's ago, but now they're, like as soon as she, because I think we start upstairs.
No, I registered.
She runs upstairs and we do the door, and so whenever.
Sorry.
He's still a little skittish.
Yeah,
well,
Yes. We,
very slowly.
couple years maybe. Yeah. Right after Adrian. Or they might have been at the same time for a minute, then Adrian left.
Okay.
Joe Biden's here.
It does look like. That's funny. Oh, yeah, the shades on.
Yeah, you're right.
That's oh, man, you got it, so.
1 minute.
What?
Good morning.
We're not sure if she had in consultation this morning, check on her wishes.
Okay, we're going to begin our government ops committee meeting. Could I have roll call, please?
Commissioner Avery,
Present.
Commissioner Shoemaker,
Present.
Commissioner Davis, Commissioner Kuzma,
Here.
Commissioner Ellenberg. We have a quorum.
Okay. Like to bring up approval of minutes.
Move it. Support.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Next, we have public comments. Public comments going once, twice. Public comments now closed. Communications? Okay. No old business. New business, we have entertained motion for A1 Animal Control approval of a grant award from the Bissell Foundation in the amount of $1,360 for the purpose of providing
Move it.
funds. Okay. Have support?
Support.
All right, any questions? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion passes. Entertaining motion for B2, approval of change order to increase existing purchase order 22-05390 for the Animal Emergency Center for the fiscal year 22-23 in the amount not to exceed $27,000 to provide additional emergency veterinarian care services. The cost of this amendment will be taken from the following account.
Move it. Support.
Any questions?
Is this in their budget? Do we know if they got enough room for this?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
No other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Entertain a motion for B2, or B1 rather. Approval of modification number 4 of contract between Genesee County and the West Publishing Corporation in the amount not to exceed $146,570.28 to provide for legal reference material at the courthouse, law library, and public defender's office. The term of this contract is from July 1, 2023 through June 30th, 2024.
Move it. Support.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Entertain a motion for B2, approval of a grant award from Michigan Supreme Court in the amount of $100,000 for the purpose of providing the process of converting the courthouse law library to a self-help center. Budget for this grant award is attached.
Move it. Support.
Any questions? Okay. All those in favor? Opposed? Okay, motion passes. B3, approval of a contract between Genesee County and Paul Scott Associates in the amount of $293,500 to provide legal representation for indigent fathers who are involved in the court in child protective proceedings. The term of this is from October 1, 2023 through September 30th, 2024. Cost of this contract we paid from the following account.
Move it. Support.
Any questions? Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion passes. B4, we have approval of a contract between Genesee County and Attorneys of Indigent Defense in the amount of $293,500 to provide legal representation for indigent mothers who are involved with the court.
Move it.
Support it. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. B5, approval of a request to amend an agreement between Genesee County and the Drug and Alcohol Center in the amount of $12,000 to provide for additional drug testing. The cost of this amendment will be paid from a grant.
Move it.
Support. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. B6, approval of a grant award from the State Court Administrators in the amount of $12,000 to support Genesee County's Adult Felony Drug Court Program.
Move it. Support.
Any questions? All right. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Next we have C1 from GIS. Approval of a grant award from the State of Michigan in the amount of $155,604 to provide for remuneration. Remuneration. Yeah, that word's bigger now. Okay. With Genesee County, within Genesee County, we have any support?
I'll move it.
Okay. Any questions? All right. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. C2, approval of extension of a contract between Genesee County and Meridian Land Surveying in the amount not to exceed $67,600 to provide for surveying of corners for the Genesee County.
Move it.
I'm gonna make him say it. I'll support it.
Remonumentation. Yes. All right. Any questions? All right. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. Motion passes. C3, approval of extension of the contract between Genesee County and Meridian Land Surveying in the amount not to exceed $28,900 to provide for surveying of the corners of Genesee County.
Mr. Chairman, the title in that is wrong. The resolution is correct. That's Manick and Smith Group.
Instead of the Meridian?
Yeah, the resolution is correct though.
Okay, gotcha.
Support. Move it.
Support.
All right, any questions? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes. Next we have D1, Sheriff, approval of a grant award from the Charles Stewart Mott Foundation in the amount of $1,008,637 for the purpose of providing targeted public safety support. The grant required match of $250,000 will be paid from the ARPA funding.
Move it.
Moving with question, support with question.
Okay, question?
Start with Mr. Freeman, how many ARP dollars do we have left?
Uncommitted, I think is just under $200,000. I think what they're using to pay for this is we had provided, some money for tether officers that they ended up not spending, so we're reprogramming this for this purpose, or requesting it.
So it's already in their budget, so they're just moving it around?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Could somebody explain to the newer board members what this program is and where the money's being allocated?
The undersheriff is the expert,
Oh,
he's gonna wow us with it.
The Arrowhead project, we started this last year. In particular for a 4-mile square area, the downtown area. A lot of, there's a lot of events that occur down there. And to help relieve Flint Police so they can break away from there and answer more calls, Mott Foundation came to the sheriff and asked if possibly we could help them out with this area. And we do it 5 days a week, mostly at night. And the entire, it's been very successful. The year that we've have helped the city out with this, we've answered 3,289 police calls. We've taken it, some folks would not get a police car possibly for 2 days. We've reduced that down to 4.5 minutes where we'll answer calls and they actually see a deputy. It's just because the city's so overwhelmed. I'm not saying they're not doing their job. I'm saying is they're just overwhelmed. So we do help them out with that. There's several stats. I won't bore everybody with all the stats, but they are right here. And if anybody would like, for the last year, I could make this available to whoever would like a copy of that. But it has been very successful, and it has, violent crime has really come down. I don't know the exact percentage, but it has come down quite a bit. And it's all the events that we have down here, people feel safe coming down and taking advantage of the sitting city in the county of Genesee. Yes, sir.
Are these on weekends when most of the events are going on?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes. Their days are Wednesday through Saturday.
Sure.
Yes, ma'am.
Are there any indications that the Mott Foundation will provide this kind of funding for this targeted project in perpetuity?
We believe so, but because it has been so successful, but it's on a year-to-year type situation.
And so the county's match of, I think it's $250,000. Since it's ARPA money, that will dry up shortly, correct?
Yes.
And so we have to figure out how the county might support that effort going forward, so that it's not a huge burden on our budget. Have any ideas or thoughts on how that might occur?
I'm not in those negotiations, ma'am, I apologize, but I'm sure they're well thought out ahead if they want to continue with it. Obviously, the money has to be there or we can't continue with it. That'd be unfortunate, but.
That I would imagine that would be something that would be discussed in the upcoming budget
Okay.
hearings.
Yes.
One last one. Are we sure we're covering all of our costs and expenditures with this? I mean, we got vehicles, you got officers' health insurance, matching 401ks and all the other stuff.
Fiscal service commander's here.
Yes,
I would say yes.
If you tell me, Crystal, then I believe it, so maybe.
Yes.
So the feedback from the stakeholders in downtown Flint, or in this targeted area, has the feedback been positive then, or
Very, very positive, ma'am. And I'm sure the sheriff could present down the road if you'd like that. But it's been really, like I say, it's been very successful.
would you describe it as transformational in terms of attracting or calming or? You don't have to answer that.
Well, and it's a different type of policing. you know, we try to solve the problem, not just arrest the people. So that's why it's really taken off, so.
So the tactics have been successful because
Yes.
they're more community policing?
You could say that also, yes, ma'am, yes, like, I won't get into all the details, I'll let the
Okay,
sheriff when he does, but it's been very positive.
okay.
From
Thank
the
you.
residents also, so,
And thank you for that chain of command list too.
yes, ma'am.
Any other questions? Okay, all those in favor?
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, no other business?
No, sir.
All right, and under for my notation, this is adjourned.
Got a few minutes before we get started on the next.
10 minutes.
Ashley.
All right, we'll call this Public Works Subcommittee meeting to order at 9:21. Roll call.
Commissioner Lloyd, Commissioner Ellenberg, Commissioner Shoemaker,
Present.
Commissioner Kuzma.
Here.
I need approval of the minutes, and since there's only two of us, I will move it.
Support.
Okay. And from there, all in favor? Aye. Any public comments to the committee? Any public comments to the committee? And last call for public comments to the committee. We have no communications, no old business, and we will move on to new business. Parks and Recreation, approval of modification number 2 of an agreement between Genesee County and Rowe Professional Services in the amount not to exceed $84,100 for a revised contract amount of $508,883 to provide for the completion of a drainage study and update design for the Perry Road Trail project. So I will move it.
I will support it, just so I can ask Barry to explain it.
Any questions?
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
So this is a modification of the contract that we bid, the road bid, 2 or 3 years ago to complete this trail, and as time passed on, we're government, and so we have to follow all the rules of other governmental agencies, and they change the rules as they go along sometimes, and this is the case in this instance.
Well, where's the 84,000 come from?
So, these are additional services that need to be required for the construction of this trail.
Well, I'm asking what funds did this 84,000?
Oh, where does it come from?
Yeah, where's the money come from?
We have a grant from the Michigan Natural Resource Trust Fund, we've got a grant from the Michigan Trails.
And it'd be covered by the grant monies.
Yeah, all grant money, there's
Okay, that's all I really needed to know.
okay, yeah. There's no other fund, no county funds involved,
Okay, thank you.
or actually park funds as well.
I'm fine, thank you.
All right. If there's no more discussion, all in favor? Aye. And there's nothing left, so we will adjourn at 9:24.
Okay. Got about 20 minutes.
9:40.
That's why we need to do that.
9:40?
Yep.
Okay, it's 9:40. We call the Finance Committee to order. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Kuzma,
Here.
Commissioner Brown,
Here.
Commissioner Avery,
Here.
Commissioner Wayhill, Commissioner Ellenberg.
Okay, I'm looking for a motion to pass the minutes from May 17th.
So moved.
Support.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Public comment to the committee. Is there any public comment to the committee? Second? Third time, any public comment? Public comment is closed. We don't have any communications at this point. There isn't any old business, new business. A, Circuit Court, request for a budget amendment to the FY23 virtual backlog response docket grant.
So moved.
Support.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Mr. Chairman, A2, the court has asked that we drop that from this agenda.
Okay, B1, approval of a proposed amendment to the 22-23 appropriations resolution for various line items as described in the attached budget adjustment form.
Move it.
Support.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes. B2, forwarding to receive and file a copy of the paid county bills for the week ending county bills for 23. Is there any, it goes on and on, but at any rate, is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes. G card, C1, approval of a proposed amendment to the 22-23 appropriations resolution allowing for a fund number adjustment.
Approved. Or,
So moved.
so moved.
Okay, is there any discussion?
Support.
Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes. G card 2, approval of a grant award from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services in amount of $45,604 to provide for the homeless prevention.
So
The
moved.
budget for this award attached.
Support.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Health Department, approval of a request by Genesee County's Health Department to create, post, and fill one senior billing clerk position is grant funded.
So moved.
Support.
Is there any discussion?
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
So the health department, is that, tell me your name again?
Pamela Hackert.
Okay, Ms. Hendrick, how are you today? Hi, I'm sorry.
Hackert.
Spell it,
Hackert.
Oh, Hackert. Okay, so, can you talk a little bit more about why you need the senior account clerk position?
We have had a lot more insurances that we are billing for now to get funding for the services we provide. It's greatly increased. We used to have like 2, now we have like 40.
Okay. And so this is a brand new position? But it's grant funded?
The senior billing clerk is,
Okay,
the senior account clerk is, we're eliminating the account clerk position and putting a senior account clerk.
okay. Okay, thank you. Ms. Hackert?
Dr.
Dr. Hackert, thank you.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Approval of request by Genesee County's Health Department to create, post, and fill. Did I just do that one?
No, they sound like.
Yeah, I guess so. But anyways, fill one senior account clerk. This position is another one funded by grants.
So moved.
Support.
All those, well, any more discussion?
Nope.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Approval of a proposed amendment to the 22-23 appropriations resolution allowing for the transfer of funds between various line items as
So moved.
described in the attached budget amendment. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Parks and Recreation 1. Parks request for budget amendment, general.
So moved.
Support.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes. 2, approval of a request by Genesee County Parks and Recreation Commission to apply for a grant in the amount of $200,000 from the Michigan Department of Natural Resources for the purpose of improving Richfield County Parks BMX area.
So moved.
Support.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. F1, Veterans Treatment Court Contract Amendment.
So moved.
Support.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. G, Sheriff 1, approval of a purchase order to CMP Distributors for the fiscal year ending in 2023, an amount not to exceed $57,445 to provide for the purchase of ballistic equipment for the Genesee County Sheriff Office.
So moved.
Support.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. 2, approval of a request to eliminate a captain position and create post and fill 1 sergeant position at the Genesee County Sheriff's Department.
So moved.
Support.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. H1, Water and Waste Services, approval of a request by the Genesee County Drain Commission to refinance Series 2013 bonds.
So moved.
Support.
Is there any questions?
Is there Yes.
The drain
Yeah, he's
commissioner is here
yeah.
to speak to this.
Mr. Wright, come on up.
That's a big deal.
Right up front?
Yeah.
Right here, the podium, right there.
You see that?
There you go.
Did you see that phone he's using?
Yeah, I saw him flipping it out, like a badge or something.
That flip phone.
It's okay to have a flip phone, don't let them bother you.
What can I say?
Can you talk a little bit about, why this refinance is necessary for the bonds and the
Well, it's not
difference?
necessary.
Okay,
It saves about $3.75 million over the life of the bond.
okay,
It was taken out originally as a $35 million bond to build the intake for the pipe that currently services us out in Lake Huron. We're in the 10th year of that 30-year note for that bond, of which the county originally put up their full faith and credit. After 10 years, you can refi if the market's better. The market is better for tax-exempt bonds currently. We should be able to save at least $3.75 million over the remainder of the term. It doesn't stretch out the term limit, but it does save about $3.75 million on the bond payments.
wonderful, thank you.
Sure.
Is there any other comments, questions? You're off the hook.
Thank you,
Right.
Commissioners.
Yeah, thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. I do have just a comment under other business. I have been approached by various people, including the Chamber of Commerce, about a request by an organization to host a hydroplane race in August. I can't remember the date, but at Mott Park. They've already gone through the process of going through the parks to get permission to use the lake that day and be allowed to make wakes, because that's a no-wake lake. So they're going to be asking us for help with the funding of that. They're requesting $25,000 for that, and asking for that to come out of the our accommodation tax that we collect, and there's, I don't know, about 600 and some thousand in that at this point in time. And this is to promote business and activity, recreation activity and tourism in the county. Due to issues I've had with my personal email, and well, my county email and my personal stuff, I haven't been able to get that information out to everybody in a timely manner. So I've told them that I want to waive that request through this committee and to the full board next week. And as soon as I get done here this morning, I'll be trying to print that information out and get it to everybody. I think James did get my email late last night, but I know Brown and Freeman didn't get it. That's, I'm just telling you, that's coming through to do that in a timely fashion to help them. Other than that, I don't have any other business, and we are adjourned at 9:10 or 50. Yeah, one more.
Posted at 10.
Yep. You are correct.
Looking at it.
You were correct.